All right, William. This video's for you. Hey, hold still. Hold still. Hold still. This is not the way I like to normally do it. But I'm going to do this as ethical as I can. So normally they're running around doing their own thing before this happens. I killed it. I shot him in the head. Now he's going to splash blood everywhere. I'll just let him flap around, but he's dead. Very dead. Ah. Yeah, we just hold him down. Basically shot him in the back of the head with a 177 pellet. So this gun here, you can get this without PAL, and they work just fine for killing chickens at very close range. This is not pretty. It's brutal. But, I mean, the thing's dead. He's just twitching on nerves. And that's why I hold him by the back legs. And I just let him stop moving. And I have my boiling pot of water to dip him in. And I'll get the feathers out. But anyways, this is, my opinion, the hard part about farming. Yeah. But anyway, he had a good life, and it's just the way it is. So, there. I think he's dead. So give him a few more seconds. But it's definitely slowing down on the movement. I think it's dead. That was a one-shot kill. And then you soak them. Ouch, burnt my knee. Dip them in the hot water. So this water is just below boiling. And blanch them. Ouch. It's hot. And to do another one, I'm going to have to boil some more water. But I'll keep that hot water off to the side. So he's very dead now. And these feathers just pull out now that he's been blanched in hot water. So this chicken will be yours. It's got pretty feathers. Rubs off, and then we'll clean and gut them once we get the feathers off. Flight feathers, you gotta get those real quick. Tail feathers, flight feathers, those are the hard ones to get. Flight feathers are on the wings, and the tail feathers, of course, are on the tail. Those are the hardest ones to pluck, especially before blanching. The rest of these feathers aren't too bad. If you don't dip them, you can usually get them out. But if you dip them, they just fall out. As you can see, he's going quick. You can just like rub your fingers on them, and you're rubbing right down to the skin. I'm just going to put my gun back in my holster so it's not sitting in the dirt. And the hardest part, in my opinion, about after killing the chicken is, and it's only emotionally hard to kill a chicken. It's not physically hard. But after that part, the hardest part is actually plucking. The skinning goes real quick once we got it plucked. So I get them mostly plucked, then we'll skin them, and then that's when I go ahead and work on the fine parts. And this chicken will get washed, so it's not sitting on the dirt. We will wash it, and it'll be good and clean by the time it's ready to be eaten. As you see, it just rubs off. And no better way to get in touch with your own food than to do it yourself. So I'm just rubbing my thumb along them and then wipe my hands off. See that? It just rubs off. And when you boil them, you don't tear the skin as bad. If you try doing this without putting them in the hot water, what's going to happen is you're going to tear a lot of skin. This is literally the easiest way. And 5 minutes down. Okay. So after 5 minutes, and I'll show you the parts that I keep when I cut a chicken. There's a couple sections that I also keep. Okay, now we work on the back. There we go. So, clean them up. The gun just fell out of my holster again. Alright, so this video is going to go on YouTube on my channel, but it's actually dedicated to my friend William, who wanted to see this go down. And that's the whole reason you got to kill on camera. I don't usually do that. It's very rare that you'll get a kill on camera on my channel. But that was a special request, and just trying to make my friends happy. And they want to get into hunting, so I figure show them what it's all about. This is death. I guess. Anyhow, that's it. Feathers out of the way. So, I'll get out my good old trusty knife here. Now, any knife works. A paring knife is all you really need. But I've got this tack knife. This is the tail and the ass end. This is how I do it, is I cut a slit just above the ass. So you open that up a little, and then you can grab this. Or I should say this is one way I do it. This is how I've been doing it lately, because it's actually pretty easy. And then you get your finger around the butt and cut that butt out. And it saves you from having that in your meal. So that goes like that. And just pull it enough out so it's outside of the chicken. You don't want that inside the chicken because it's going to take a poop on your meal. And what I do is I squeeze it out till it's clean. Squeeze that back. You can tie this into a knot. Creates a serious constipation problem on the turkey or the chicken or whatever it is you're working on. And that's the point. You don't want it pooping inside your food. I do this with deer as well. If I'm worried that the butthole is going to end up going inside and then squirting out poop, I just tie it in a knot. And there's no way it can contaminate inside here. And then I go up to the neck. I'm going to stand in front of the light. Cut right here. Now we shot him in the back of the head, so we got all good meat here. There's no reason to waste any of that neck, so we'll just cut his head off. Head's gone. So now we go from our work from the butt and we work up into the sternum. Well, his sternum's pretty low because it's chicken. It goes right there. So this knife actually is not the best for this application, but we're going to use it anyway. There. So that opens that up. You open them up just like that. And then here at the front, there's an area like right in here for us, right there on the chicken. You need to cut in there. Just open that up so you can get your finger in there. And there's a craw that you got to work out. It's this thing that's filled with seeds. And that gets pulled out without destroying the chicken. There we go. So that gets pulled out. And let that hang out a little bit. And you're trying to get out its esophagus out of the neck. Voila. We got that out. You can tie this in a knot. That's actually the esophagus and trachea. Actually, could be wrong. Trachea might still be in there. We'll find out. Anyway, tie the knot. Just like that. So you got a knot on both ends now. So I have a knot on the internal, and we have a knot on the external. Reach in there with our hands, and when we pull, you'll see that gizzard get pulled in with it. See? The gizzard's coming. Got the gizzard right here. That's the gizzard. Or not the gizzard, that's like the craw. That's where all the... some of the crushing goes on. This is the gizzard. So we want to keep the gizzard. Yeah. Keep anything that looks like a liver or heart or a sweet meat, as in liver. If you got cats or a dog, keep it for them. They love it. The gizzard's sometimes good too, so that thing we'll keep. That'll go for the dog and the cat. The liver, you want to get everything but the green thing. This green thing right here, this came off with part of the liver. My liver broke actually, but that there is the gallbladder. You don't want that. That's filled with bile. It's really bitter. If you can get that in one piece, you're doing good. So we're just going to cut that gizzard off. This is gross because it's slippery. Okay, anyway, long story short, you cut this down the side. The fast way to do it, tear it open, you dump all that crap out. This is where you explore. If you're going to find any diamonds inside a chicken, this is where you'll find them. Diamonds, jewelry, 22 casings, any kind of hardware, lots of pebbles. That's the crusher. And then there's a little inline piece inside. You just peel that. And then you rinse it off with water. And you can make soup stock out of this part. Or I just cook it up, fry it, feed it to the dog or the cat. Might want to cut it up into small bits for the cat. They love it. And it's the, pretty sure it's the gizzard. I think that's what it's called. And, yeah. So that's the gizzard. Just clean up all the gutty parts of it. And then you just want basically this organ-looking thing that kind of looks almost like a heart. There. So if we rinse this off with water, and then it's clean. But it should look like that on the inside, not yellow. We peel the yellow membrane away. So that part we keep. That's for the dog or the cats. Intestines go away. All that goes away. Now we go back inside our chicken, because there's still more to pull out. There's going to be heart, lung, and liver. Liver is always the dark brown. That's good liver. There's a heart attached to it. That's perfect for the dog. There's a kidney. It's good for the dog and cat. What's good for the dog is good for the cat. Here's another kidney I'm just about to pull out. There's another kidney. And that's pretty much it. You should be able to go finger to finger through your hole here. Finger. And then when you pour water through here, you're going to rinse it out with cold water. I'm going to wash the chicken completely. And I'm going to pull the rest of these little pinheads off. And I'll cut off these legs right in the knees. That's an easy part. I'll do that right now. What you do is you go across the knee along the side here, right at the joint, and cut until you can literally pop it out And then you cut the rest, the other side. And it just comes off, just like a good old stump. And that's the basics to how to farm your own chickens, from killing to table. I just twist it and cut off the danglers. And boom. So we're going to wash this, and everything you see here is food other than bones. And even sometimes the bones is food. So, yeah, we just basically just clean up all the pinheads. We'll give it a good wash. I use a bathtub. Just soak it right down in really cold water. Sometimes I'll give it, if I think the chicken's dirty, before gutting it, I'll actually give it a soap bath. Wash it down with some soap. Really give it a good cleaning. Rinse it off really well, so it's like an actual bath. And then you go ahead and clean it. And that's one way to sterilize them. You can go over them with a blowtorch is another way. But also cooking will sterilize. So it all depends on how dirty the chicken is. If you've got lots of mites and ticks, and usually not ticks, but you'll find other kind of bugs crawling around them. Might be not a bad idea to wash your chicken. But this guy didn't have a single louse on him. My chickens are really healthy this year. The parasites have been so low this year, it's been awesome. Like, my dog didn't get fleas this year. And, yeah, it's been a great year as far as parasites go. So, anyway, you got a clean chicken here. So, once this is done, you guys will be going home with this. William, enjoy.